they're going to realize that, hey, this stuff on the outside is doing this much good. I wonder what would happen to put on the inside too. We'll reverse aging. Alright, so that touches on all the products briefly. The other thing, oh, I have one, Marshall. Never mind. I have one. So the other thing I wanted to touch on real quickly, because we went over the products, was the other product that Zija offers, and that is this business. Alright, and you've already heard my story. And I'll just tell you, the first 6 months I was in this business, I hardly ever told anybody about the business. Because I didn't want to be one of those pushy, creepy salespeople. Anybody know a creepy salesperson? Not all of them that way, but I knew a lot of people over the years that would come and talk to my dad and try to get him to do this and do that and do this and do that. And I never saw anybody have success that was close to me. So I was a little concerned about that. So all I did was talk to people about the products. Well, what I realized pretty quickly was as soon as I started talking to people about the product, they automatically started thinking money out of my pocket. Right? And in this day and time, in this economy, people don't want to be talking about money coming out of their pocket. Even if it is the most nutrient-rich, absorbable product ever discovered, they don't care because there's money coming out of their pocket. But so I started looking at network marketing, and I realized that Ken Brailsford, he's a billionaire, right? Founded this company, definitely smart guy. You don't get to where you're at and doing all these things and helping that many people without knowing a few things. He put Zija into this model for a reason, and that's so that everyone, if they choose to, can afford it, right? So when I talk to somebody and they say, oh, I'd love to try it, but I don't have the money, then you don't love to try it. Because most people, if they really get down to the nitty-gritty, they don't just have the extra money laying around to do whatever they want with it anymore. But I can show them a way, because I've shown many, many people a way, and so has Scott and several others in the room, to get the product for free if they choose to, because it's a referral marketing method. How many people go to a great movie and tell their friends about it, and then their friends go? Do you get paid for that? No. How many people go to a great restaurant and tell their friends about it, and their friends go? Do you get paid? No. Right? How many people try a restaurant and it stinks, and you tell your friends about it and they don't go there? Alright, so our referrals work, and this is an amazing product that works. So if you're interested and you're wanting to try the product, know that you can afford it no matter what's going on in your life. And not only that, you can actually start pulling some money into your pockets. Because some people, and we talk about money and cars and Mercedes and replacing incomes. That's great if that's what you want. Not everybody's into it for that. Some people just want $500 more a month. Some people just want to make their house payment, their car payment, or if it's $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, whatever you're looking to make in this business, it's doable. And if it's just to get the products for free for your family because you believe they need good nutrition, then we have a way, because network marketing works. All right. So this is the Success magazine, Success from Home. Anybody ever heard Success from Home magazine? It's on newsstands. I know the one that I have in my purse out there came from Barnes & Noble. I walked into Barnes & Noble back in December, went up there, and I was like, Zija. It's awesome. Took a picture of it, with all the other magazines around it. Because, for 3.5 years people have been saying, that won't work. Really? Can't say that to me now. Don't say that to me now. So this is an amazing magazine if anybody wants to look through it. And there's some great stories of different folks here in Bowling Green and others in other places in the country, but we know that we're the best. Right? We have a lot of people here in this area who have had great results with these products. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, Bowling Green's saturated. Bowling Green's validated, not saturated. You can get people, I talked to somebody the other day, and they're like, oh, well, so-and-so told me about that. I said, did they say it was good stuff? They said, yes. I said, oh, and the other person that taught you, did they say it was good stuff? Yeah. So you think we're all just lying? You've known us all for how long? It's a great product, and we're validated. You may be able to remove yourself from 3 people, like 3 people deep that know about the product, but not everybody's doing this business, right? So it'll help validate you if you're interested and you live in this area or anywhere within a 200-mile radius. We're validated now. It's here to stay, not going anywhere, and you have tons of people with amazing life-changing results from the business and the products. So anybody, I'll take like 2 questions, something that somebody thinks that everybody else may be thinking. If you have a question that you think is pretty, like, oh, she didn't touch on that, she should have.
What percentage of women are in this business, would you say?
A lot. There's a lot of women in this business.
And
It's around, I'd say, I mean, in network marketing and all, there's over 80% of women in network marketing. But at the top 3%, there's only about 3% that are in the top income earners.
Awesome.
Do you know why? I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, a big part of it is because we tend to be givers, right? We give, and we give to all types of people, and then we give to our families, and so we feel like we're in charge of everything, right? But we can't give one thing our focus. So what I encourage women to do in this business, and Julie and I have talked about this before, is to understand that to be able to take care of all those people for the short term, you really need to focus on taking care of you. You really need to help to build this thing and to do the things that you need to do, and you got to prioritize to make it happen. But women are natural network marketers. We're just natural to talk to people, to care for people, to help people, to reach out and touch someone, right? A man's much more reserved usually when they meet a stranger. Not all of them, like my dad can talk to that wall. But most men are more reserved than women would be. But
I heard a statistic that was 82% of the women in America that make over $100,000
yeah.
a year
Mm-hmm.
do it
I
in
thought you
network
meant about in
marketing.
Zija, how many people are in
Yeah,
Zija.
do it in network marketing. Would you think that's true?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's a Kiyosaki statistic.
Robert Kiyosaki?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay, I
and
didn't know
his
that.
daughter. His daughter, actually, that's in her book.
Awesome.
Yeah. 82% of women who make $100K more a year are in network marketing. That's how they're making their money.
Well, when you're finished for questions, I'm gonna come up and say one quick thing
Absolutely.
before we start the next part.
Absolutely. Anybody else have a quick question about products, business, anything?
If you take the burn all the time, does your body get used to it?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay.
I've been taking it. I probably take it 4 or 5 days a week. I don't take it every day,
So it keeps staying the same.
but I haven't noticed anything changing.
Okay.
And you would think I would if anybody would, because I'd already had the biggest majority of my weight loss. Dr. Joshua Plant, who is one of our one of our formulators, he said that he recommends that people take the AM 1 month, burn 1 month, and switch back and forth.
Okay.
But most people I know are doing the burn every month because they just have great results.
Don't anybody
If I ever
change it.
noticed that something changed, then I would try the AM for a month. But I've not noticed anything different. Have you?
No, I switch them.
You switch them back and forth?
Yeah, I usually do a couple weeks on one and
Okay.
flip to the other.
Good time. That's good.
Pretty common, like workout supplement thing, cycling on and on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do the burn twice a day, and that's,
You do?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's late season soon, you know. I get
Well,
that
and then
down.
when you're working out a lot,
Yeah.
to get that.
The XM burn, if you're fit, if you're working out, is by far the best.
Mhm.
You get
I've heard
free
that.
calorie burn out the
Yeah.
wazoo.
Awesome. All right, good question. Anybody else got a quick question? Anybody have a question about the business? Anybody, any of our new guests have a question about the business? We're not gonna like hold you to anything. Like,
You scare them all.
oh, you asked about this, so you're gonna do it now. Do you have applications?
I do, I have some out here.
Okay.
There's probably one up there too behind that box, under the newspaper maybe.
Oh, there is. Okay, so this is what I want to touch on if there's no more quick questions in it, because I want to go into the training portion. Like I said at the beginning of this, I want to value your time, right? And that's the most important thing. But what we're going to talk about, once we take a quick break, and we'll let Scott come up here and share a minute, and then we'll take a quick break, what, 2 minutes? 5 minutes?
Yeah, probably 5.
5-minute break, ask a couple questions. There's several experts here. Ask a couple questions, and then we'll reconvene. And if you're a distributor, absolutely stay. If you are somebody who's considering becoming a distributor, stay. Because we're going to have 20 minutes, probably of some training, some real concentrated training about talking to other people and how to make this business work. But make sure if you're a first-time guest here that you get one of these, right, and then you go to an expert. You go to somebody here, you ask me, Scott, Kevin's out there, Pete Preston's back there, he can answer questions for you. But we want to make sure that's what we're doing today. What I tell everyone that come to these meetings is, I'm not here to sell you anything, I'm not here to get you to sell anything, I'm here to show you information. I don't want you to leave here with a question, because you need to have education to make decisions, right? So I'll just tell you this, I can take a no all day long as it's an educated no. Right? If you look and you say, nope, not interested, and you looked it up and I believe that you're educated on the fact, then okay. But I can never accept an uneducated no. Won't happen. The builder packages, if you're looking at being a distributor, these are the way to go. All right, range from 13.20 to 3:30, and what I'll tell you is all you're buying is product. All right, that does not give you, you're not purchasing just the right to do something. I never knew this, but there's a lot of companies out there where you pay for the right to do something. You don't get anything out of it other than this, I'm a distributor. So with ours, it depends on how much product you want, need, and are going to use for yourself, and also how many people you think you're going to share this with, so how many samples you need. Does that make sense? Wholesale price, you get extra bonus products for getting those packages instead of just buying individual things. So you get more bang for your buck. Make sense? Free shipping and handling, and with our top two packages, the $660 and $1,320, you get extra commission for the first 3 or 6 months. Alright, does that sound good? For doing the exact same activities. You don't have to do anything different than what you're going to do anyway, and you get more commission. So that made perfect sense to me. When I started with a builder too, so that I would get the maximum money for the first 6 months, because I knew I was going to share it with a lot of people. And if at that point my boss had came in and said, hey, listen, Lori, you're doing great, so for the next 6 months, just for doing the exact same thing you're doing now, I'm going to give you 50% more. How's that sound? Well, duh. Definitely going to do that. So that's what we do with this company. The company knows that the more product you come in with, the more people you're planning on getting the products out to. So they want to reward you for that. Does that make sense? Also, if you're interested in being customer only, there's packages in here. Don't buy individual products. Buy packages, because you will get more bang for your buck. You're going to get extra stuff for free. You'll get to try some other stuff. So I definitely encourage you to look at those packages. And then the skincare is in here as well, and the Peak Performance System. All the products are listed on the back. And we want to, we'll answer your questions after. So I'm going to turn it back over to Scott. I really appreciate your time, your attention, and you all have been great. I've noticed nobody fell asleep, and that's always key. I always feel like it's very, very well accomplished, and nobody fell asleep on me. But I really appreciate your time, and Scott, I appreciate you opening up your home and having me here today. And
You
it's
come every time if you like.
this guy, he said a lot of great things about me, but I'll just tell you, I've just been amazed ever since I got started in this business. The great quality of people that this business attracts. And I've said it a couple times, it sounds kind of bad, but we just don't have bad people. We don't have bad people on our teams. And they're like, there's no way that can happen. Well, I'm not saying nobody's ever enrolled that didn't have the best intentions, but they don't last. Because you just can't stand the heat, you get out of the kitchen, right? We have a lot of great people who are after the right things, and he's definitely a servant leader and loves giving back and helping people. So an expert here, and it helped validate it for me too, right? I had no business experience, I had no background in anything other than nursing. And when I saw somebody who has had successful traditional businesses, and also he had been involved with a successful network marketing company, and he would pick that over the traditional, that validated it for me and helped me to see a few things pretty clearly. So thank you. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Lori. Before I get started, I'm going to be real quick. I just want to give a little bit of recognition, okay? Fabian, could you and Chase and Hunter come over to the door here, please? Just step right inside the door there. Guys, these young gentlemen here are all under 18 years old. I'm pretty sure they're all 16 and under, right? They show up at almost every event. The only time they don't is when they're on vacation or they're working or doing something for school that they can't get out of. And if they continue to immerse themselves in the success part of this business, I don't know if they'll stay in Zija their whole life. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know one thing. If you get around excited, motivated, successful people and start learning from people like Darren Hardy and John C. Maxwell, they can't do anything but take them to another level. I want to give them a round of applause. They are absolutely the most consistent people on our team that we have as far as showing up for events. Man, they have done a great job. Now, I said Darren Hardy, as she was talking about Success Magazine, I just wanted to let you know there's Success from Home Magazine is a subsidiary of Success Magazine, right? And that's Darren Hardy right there. And he is one of the founders. He's the publisher and also an author sometimes for Success Magazine. He's going to be in Bowling Green, Kentucky on June the 7th, right? When I found that out, I bought tickets for me and my whole family. There's 4 of us. And I bought 6 extras. Why? Because 6 more people's going with me, one way or the other. If I have to drag them kicking and screaming, they're going to go see Darren Hardy, right? He's right here in Bowling Green. We drove to Louisville. I couldn't believe John C. Maxwell was in Louisville. It was amazing that he was that close. And we were able to go over there and see him. So I just wanted to point that out. But then the other thing I wanted to say is this. I invited a friend today, and I'm just going to tell this story real quick. And he said, well, you know, he gave me 5 different reasons why he couldn't come today. And I'm like, wait a minute. I got a lady here that is I mean, like, and medically speaking, she can answer any question you've got. And my next door neighbor over here makes more money a month than most people in the United States make a year. And I'm gonna introduce them to you and have them show you how to do that. And he came up with all these excuses, and I finally said, hey, it's okay, maybe some other time. You can't save everybody. I'm not done though. I don't accept no. No means not yet. No means I don't understand. No means I haven't hit the rock bottom yet, or whatever it might be. But I will say this, when you got people like that willing to show you, right, I'm there. But anyway, here's what it boils down to. I had another friend that did the same thing to me, and I finally one night, after he'd had 4 or 5 beers, I asked him the same question again. And he said, well, to tell you the truth, I just can't imagine inviting people to those little event things and selling stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, so you're more worried about what people think about you than you are about the potential of making a 6-figure income and driving a free Benz? Like, you're on the 40-40-40 plan and you love it, or you're on the 40-40-40 plan but you're ashamed to tell somebody if they take this and go to the gym, they're going to feel better. And of course he couldn't answer my question, right? He said, that sounds like some kind of cult. I said, it is. We all dress nice, get motivated, keep each other pumped up, man. You might want to join, right? But I can't help it. I'm over the top. I run people off sometimes. Because you know what? It's the truth. 40-40-40. 40 hours a week for 40 years and then retire on 40% of what you were making before. If you're lucky enough to make it 40 years with one company, it ain't going to happen, right? So when I invite people, it's because I want them to see something different. They might not do it, but they at least need to get educated, like Lori was just saying a minute ago. And then I got one more thing I just got to touch on real quick. Who's eating at Wendy's or McDonald's? Don't feel like this is going to be embarrassing. I'm going to like pick on you if you raise your hand. Wendy's, McDonald's, Long John Silver's, any fast food lately. For lunch, let's say, right? How much did it cost?
For 3 of us, like 12, 15 bucks.
Right, but for one person, who goes there every now and then at lunch at work? $6?
For lunch only?
Yeah.
$2.
$2? Where you going? Forget she said that.
Value meal's $8.
Right. So somewhere, but usually for me, if I go somewhere, it's $5 to $8, right? Because I'm not going to order one, I'm going to order 2. You know, and if you get the value meal, you get your fries, your drink, your Big Mac, or your Wendy's, right? It's usually $5 to $8. When I take this to work, the days I go work out, I don't have time to work out at lunch and go eat. $3, $3.50, whatever it might work out to per shake, and I get everything I need, right? Here's another one for you. Who in here knows somebody, because I know we're not going to admit we do it, that drinks Coca-Cola, Pepsi, right? Anything that, Monster Energy, 5 hours, any of those? You can mix this up. It's about $3, $3.30-something a day or whatever. I mix mine up in 32 ounces of water, right? And you know what? I drink 2 a day. Oops. But I do. I drink a green one and one of these a day. So that's 64 ounces. And I drink it throughout the day, so I know I'm hydrated. But also, how much does it cost to drink 3 Cokes a day? It's pretty expensive, right? 3 12-ounce Cokes. Now you got 36 ounces. I mix this in 32. I don't drink it all at one time, of course. But the point is, this stuff actually saves people money if they just think about how much they're spending on those other things, right? I used to drink a 5-hour energy every day, and on the weekends, I would drink at least 2. If we had karaoke out here, no doubt 2, maybe 3, no joke. Now, I used to tell my wife, you need to go to Sam's Club and buy those by the case because I drink a lot of them. That's horrible, horrible for you. So if we seem a little over the top, over motivated, over excited about the products and stuff, go lose 60 pounds and get off of about 5 or 6 of your meds, and then tell me how you feel, right? When we take our break, ask Don to tell you. If Don told you his whole story, I sit here and just dang near get in tears every time I've heard his whole story because it's incredible. So we're going to take about a 5-minute break. A man that lives next door to me that makes more a month than most people make a year is going to do a 20-minute training, right? Just basic stuff for all of us. And if you can stick around for that, do it. If you can't, we appreciate it. And it's so hot in here, it's nice and cool out there. We're going to do the training out there. And that 5 minutes is going to give us time to move a few more chairs out there. We're going to do that out there on the whiteboard. Thank you and have a great day. Which is even worse than Coke.
Kidney stones and blood clots. The
Absolutely.
man right there, when my son called him, he said, tell her to go to the hospital now.
Yep,
She didn't know what was wrong with her.
absolutely.
You get them with lots, that's a lot of that's.
Well, Coke's,
And he said,